Most men spend their entire lives thinking they need to impress women with their bank account, good looks, or smooth talking. You know, the usual flash some cash, flex the muscles, drop a charming line or two and boom, she's yours, right? Well, not exactly. What if I told you that true attraction, the kind that makes a woman think about you when you're not around, doesn't come from money, looks, or even charm? The real magic lies in understanding something deeper, something hidden. The secret lies in knowing the psychological triggers, those sneaky little weaknesses that most women don't even realize they have. Yes, women just like men have subconscious desires, emotional needs, and hidden soft spots. And here's the plot twist: they're not even fully aware of them. You know what? Most men are completely clueless about how to notice these hidden cues, let alone use them in their favor. And because of that, they keep losing women to guys who don't look better or have more money, but simply get it. Today we're diving into the 10 hidden psychological triggers that influence female attraction. Mastering these will change how you see women, how you talk to them, and how they respond to you permanently. Let's get into it. 1. The power of emotional certainty. Women are emotional creatures, not in a chaotic, over-the-top drama queen way, though sometimes, maybe, but in the sense that emotions guide their decision-making, especially when it comes to relationships. One of the deepest emotional cravings a woman has? Emotional certainty. She wants to feel safe, stable, and secure in her connection with you. Not just physically, emotionally. She needs to know you won't disappear the moment things get hard or she opens up. If you're the guy who loses it when life throws a curveball, yelling, pouting, or turning cold when things don't go your way, she's going to feel like she has to be the strong one. And when that happens, something shifts. You go from being the rock to being the burden. And guess what? That kills attraction. But when you're calm under pressure, emotionally unshaken and grounded, she sees you as her safe space, even if she doesn't say it out loud. A man who doesn't crumble during conflict, who listens without reacting like a toddler denied candy, becomes irresistible. Think of yourself like a lighthouse during a storm. She might rage like the waves, but you're steady. You're stoic. And that's what pulls her in. 2. Women are drawn to what they can't fully have. You ever notice how people go crazy over things that are rare or limited? Like those sneakers that sell out in 2 minutes, or a phone that costs more than rent. It's not just marketing, it's psychology. And the same rule applies in relationships. A woman's hidden soft spot? The man she can't quite figure out. When you're too available, too eager, texting, good morning face, blowing a kiss, and did you eat? Every 5 minutes, you're not being sweet, you're being predictable. And predictability in the early stages of attraction is like pouring cold water on a spark. But if you maintain a little distance, a little mystery, just enough to make her wonder, you create curiosity. And curiosity is the seed of obsession. Let her wonder where she stands. Make her earn your attention. Don't give her everything up front like a supermarket free sample. Keep her guessing, not in a toxic way, but in a way that shows you have a life, goals, and value. Because the second she feels like she fully has you, that you're completely in her pocket, the thrill is gone. 3. The deep voice and strong presence effect. Let's talk about something simple but powerful: your voice and your presence. You don't need a movie trailer voice like Morgan Freeman or a body like Jason Momoa to be magnetic. But there is something to be said about a calm, deep, controlled voice. Why? Because it signals power, confidence, leadership. Women are hardwired to pick up on that. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Speak slowly. Let your words breathe. Sound like a man who knows people listen when he talks. And then there's presence. That thing you carry with you before you even open your mouth. How you stand. How you enter a room. How your eyes meet hers, not with nervousness, but with calm assurance. You don't fidget. You don't slouch. You don't act like you're looking for approval. You carry yourself like you've already won, not in an arrogant way, but with silent confidence. That's what makes her lean in even if you've said nothing. For the man who can walk away. Here's a secret weapon most men never learn to use: the ability to walk away. You want to spark a woman's deepest emotional reaction? Show her you don't need her. When most guys sense a woman pulling away, they panic. They start texting more, calling, apologizing for stuff they didn't even do. And in doing that, they signal one thing: I need you more than you need me. And that's when she loses respect. Fast. But a man who can calmly walk away, who doesn't beg, chase, or grovel, is dangerous in the best way. Because his silence says, I like you, but I don't need you. I have value with or without you. And that energy? That's magnetic. Not because you're playing games, but because you're showing self-respect. A man who respects himself is harder to manipulate, and women love a man they can't control. 5. A man with a mission is her kryptonite. Let's be real. If your biggest goal in life is to find a girlfriend, we've got a problem. Women are naturally drawn to men who are chasing something bigger. Whether it's building a business, pursuing a career, working on your body, or even climbing a mountain, purpose is sexy. Why? Because it shows drive, discipline, passion. It shows you have a direction, a life that isn't waiting around for her to give it meaning. Here's the twist. Most guys make the woman their mission. They put her on a pedestal, rearrange their life for her, and act like she's the goal. But a woman doesn't want to be the mission. She wants to join you on the mission. So build something, chase something, become someone, and watch how they start lining up, not because you're chasing, but because you're moving forward with purpose, and they want to come along for the ride. 6. The paradox of controlled vulnerability. There's this weird advice out there that says, women want men to be open and emotional. Yes, but also no. Here's the truth. Vulnerability is attractive when it's controlled. When you open up intentionally from a place of strength, that's powerful. But if you're dumping your emotional baggage on her 2 weeks in, crying about your ex and asking her to fix your self-esteem, that's not vulnerability. That's emotional chaos. The sweet spot? You show emotion, but you're not led by it. You share your struggles, but you've already faced them. You reveal your story piece by piece, not all at once. A man who is selectively vulnerable makes a woman feel trusted. A man who is recklessly vulnerable makes her feel like your therapist. Remember this: your emotions should be like an ocean, deep, powerful, but calm on the surface. She should feel them, not drown in them. 7. Women test men constantly. You might not realize it, but women test you all the time. It's not because they're mean or manipulative. It's because deep down they need to know if you're strong. She might tease you, disagree with you, pull away suddenly. Not because she's losing interest, but because she's checking your response. Do you get defensive? Do you beg? Do you panic? Or do you stay calm, collected, and unfazed? Pass the test and you become the man she respects. Fail the test and you go into the nice guy but category. Here's the rule: never react emotionally to a woman's emotional moments. Smile. Stay grounded. Be the rock, not the wind. Confidence in the face of rejection. Rejection terrifies most men. But the men who can handle rejection with ease, they become unstoppable. Because here's what happens. When you get rejected and don't flinch, maybe you even laugh, nod, and say, all right, you're lost. You're showing unshakable confidence. You're saying, I'm good either way. That's the kind of energy women can't resist. It's not about pretending not to care. It's about actually being okay with the outcome. You don't chase approval. You own your value. And when you stop fearing rejection, women start fearing losing you. 9. Women obsess over men who are hard to read. Let's put it this way: if she knows what you're thinking all the time, there's no mystery. And without mystery, there's no spark. Curiosity fuels attraction. A woman who's unsure about how you feel just enough will keep thinking about you. You don't have to play games, but don't lay your heart out like a buffet plate either. Be intentional. Be calm. Respond on your time. Don't reveal every thought. Make her work a little to know you. If she always knows what's next, the story ends early. 10. The man who controls his desires, controls everything. Let's wrap this up with the biggest power move of them all. A man who controls his urges wins. Most guys are slaves to their desires. They chase anything in a skirt. They seek attention. They throw away their time and energy trying to impress every woman they meet. But the man who can say no? The man who chooses selectively, who stays focused on his goals instead of chasing dopamine. That man holds the power. Because here's the twist. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. Attraction isn't about tricks or mind games. It's about understanding human psychology, hers and yours. It's about becoming a man who leads, who grows, who respects himself first. Become that man and women won't just want you. They'll feel like they need you. If you found this valuable, make sure you're following Stoic Guard, where we drop real, timeless wisdom to help you master life, attraction, and most importantly, yourself. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and remember, never chase. The key is to never let rejection drain your energy. Rejection isn't what truly hurts, it's the attachment to being accepted that does. A man who handles rejection like it's nothing stands out. He doesn't crumble. He doesn't flinch. And that calm attitude? It draws women in. Confidence like that is magnetic. When you stop fearing rejection, women start sensing your power. They start chasing you because you're no longer chasing them. Most women are drawn to men who are hard to read. The moment she knows exactly how you feel all the time, the game is over. There's nothing left to figure out, nothing to wonder about. And when her curiosity fades, so does the chase. Women don't admit it, but they're weak for men who keep them on their toes, not by playing games but by maintaining mystery. That little bit of unpredictability makes her heart race. Being too easy to read is what kills attraction. A man who always replies immediately, spills his emotions too soon, or constantly needs reassurance isn't creating desire. He's killing it. He's putting everything on the table before she's even hungry. But a high-value man? He knows the power of holding back a little. He doesn't rush to reply, he doesn't overshare, and he moves at his own pace. Calm, steady, and in control. Curiosity is what fuels desire. If she knows what you're going to say when you'll text and how you feel every minute, there's nothing left to imagine. And the moment her imagination stops working, the emotional connection begins to fade. The man who knows how to spark a woman's imagination, who keeps her guessing just enough, that's the man she thinks about at night. But the real power? It's in self-control. A man who can control his desires, controls his entire life. Most guys let lust run the show. They chase women, beg for validation, and let their urges dictate every move. But the rare ones, the ones who hold back, they're the ones who hold the power. Women are drawn to men who aren't desperate. Men who choose carefully, who have standards, who walk away when something doesn't align with their mission. That's strength. That's rare. And that's incredibly attractive. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. Because women crave a man who can say no, who can walk away, who puts his mission first. Not because he doesn't care, but because he values himself more than temporary pleasure. Attraction isn't about tricks or games. It's about knowing yourself, controlling yourself, and living with purpose. Women are naturally drawn to men who embody strength, self-respect, and calm confidence. If you develop these qualities, not fake them but truly live them, women won't just want you. They'll feel like they need you. If you found value in this, subscribe to Stoic Guard for more raw, grounded wisdom on life, attraction, and becoming the man you were meant to be. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never chase. Always remember that women are drawn to men who are hard to read. The moment she knows exactly how you feel all the time, the game is over. There's nothing left to figure out, nothing to wonder about. And when her curiosity fades, so does the chase. Women don't admit it, but they're weak for men who keep them on their toes, not by playing games but by maintaining mystery. That little bit of unpredictability makes her heart race. Being too easy to read is what kills attraction. A man who always replies immediately, spills his emotions too soon, or constantly needs reassurance isn't creating desire, he's killing it. He's putting everything on the table before she's even hungry. But a high-value man? He knows the power of holding back a little. He doesn't rush to reply, he doesn't overshare, and he moves at his own pace. Calm, steady, and in control. Curiosity is what fuels desire. If she knows what you're going to say when you'll text and how you feel every minute, there's nothing left to imagine. And the moment her imagination stops working, the emotional connection begins to fade. The man who knows how to spark a woman's imagination, who keeps her guessing just enough, that's the man she thinks about at night. But the real power? It's in self-control. A man who can control his desires, controls his entire life. Most guys let lust run the show. They chase women, beg for validation, and let their urges dictate every move. But the rare ones, the ones who hold back, they're the ones who hold the power. Women are drawn to men who aren't desperate. Men who choose carefully, who have standards, who walk away when something doesn't align with their mission. That's strength. That's rare. And that's incredibly attractive. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. Because women crave a man who can say no, who can walk away, who puts his mission first. Not because he doesn't care, but because he values himself more than temporary pleasure. Attraction isn't about tricks or games. It's about knowing yourself, controlling yourself, and living with purpose. Women don't fall for words, they fall for energy. And when your energy says, "I don't need you to feel whole," that's when she starts wondering how to become part of your world. You don't have to impress her. You just have to impress yourself, and let that speak louder than anything else. If this spoke to something deep in you, subscribe to Stoic Guard. We don't teach you how to chase, we show you how to lead. Until next time, stay sharp, stay grounded, and remember, the man who leads himself never needs to follow anyone.